Hello guys, welcome to Solving Solutions, number one channel where I get solutions to all your solving problems. It's nice having you in class again today. How have you been? On today's tutorial, we have a raster data, which is the land use land cover data of River State that was extracted from a larger raster. Now we want to classify, let's say we want to convert this land use land cover to the different vector we have here. Now we have some places that are built up, some places that are water bodies, and all of that, right? Good. So we want to have a vector that represents each of those classes, right? Good. So we come up to the search and then we search for raster to vector. Okay, so we have raster to polygon conversion. So what it does is that it converts a raster data set to polygon features. So the input raster will be the default land use land cover data. Good. So the field that is being used is to assign the value for the cells in the input raster to the polygons, right? Good. So it uses what the value, right? Good, that represents what, either if it's a water, maybe built up area, or maybe any other classes that we have there. Now for the output polygon feature, we are going to leave it at the default that was created, and then we have simplify the polygon. It's actually optional, but it's very important that we simplify the polygons, right? Good. So we click on OK. Good. So we have a success report here. The raster to polygon has been executed successfully. So if we put this out, we are putting out what, the raster. Then we now have the vector. So if we right click and then we open the attributes table, that shows us that it's actually what, a vector. We can now see the, let's leave the object ID and the shape. We can now see what, the grid ID, the shape length, and then what, the shape area. Now we have used ArcGIS Pro and then QGIS for similar exercises, and then we decided to use ArcGIS for this exercise too. Now there's something I have seen that is unique to using the default ArcGIS. It gives us the shape length, which is just like the perimeter, and then the shape area, right? Good. So each of these grid codes represent the different land use land cover values. So if we extend this, you are going to see 1, 2, 3. Sorry, 3 is empty. So we have 1, 2, 4, 5. Then we have 7, 8, 9. Then 10 and 11, right? Good. Now each of these numbers represent what, a particular land use land cover. So what this grid code represents is that it represents each of those what, land use land cover, and then the shape length and the shape area correspondingly represents the perimeter and then the what, the area, right? Good, of each of those ones. So if you select any one here and then you decide to zoom to where that particular feature is, we have zoom to selection. You can now see that you have selected this particular one, right? Good. So if we minimize this and then we open the raster data and we decided to also put this out, you are going to see that we have a particular land use land cover here. This looks like what, a land range. Good. So for better perspective of each of the classes, we are back to what, the Sentinel 210-meter land use land cover time series, where there is a description of each of those values, right? Good. Where 1 represents water, 2 represents 3, 4 represents flooded vegetation. So that 11 we saw earlier represents what, rangeland, right? Good. And then 7 represents built up built area. So if we come back here and then we look at the different grid values, we are going to see that they are from 1 to 11, and then they have their corresponding shape lengths and what, the shape area, right? Good. So we have successfully converted this raster we have here, which is what, the land use land cover, to what, to polygons, or let's say to vector, right? Good. So let's still zoom to this selection. Then if we put this out, we are going to see that okay, it covers this area, right? Good. So there is this we have grid code of 5, and then grid code of 5 is what, the description is what, crops, right? Good. So this is how you can actually validate what, the data you have using what, the raster data and then the the vector, which is the polygons that have been converted. So thanks for coming to class. We hope we have shown you exhaustively how to use ArcGIS to convert rasters to polygons, right? Good. So we are going to see you on the next tutorial. Ensure you keep staying safe and have a very good time. Bye.